Hi, this video is for the BIMM edition. This is the theory video. By the way, I'm sorry for my English, but it's not perfect for theory because I've learned music in France and the technical words are not the same as in English at all. So if I hesitate sometime, I'm really sorry. So we're gonna begin by the cycle of fifths. So if we just begin with a C, we have to take every time the five notes of the scale. So this is gonna be C, G, D, A, E, B, F flat, C flat, G, D flat, A and F. Right. Now I'm going to talk about the key signatures. So we have on the parts we have three different key. We can have the bass key that is called clé de fa in French. This is really used for the bass guitar and for every instrument that play bass frequencies. We can use the treble key, that is called clé de sol in French. That is the most used key. And we can use the clé d'ut. I don't know what was the word in English for this. This is really used in classical music. And so for the key signatures, at the beginning of the parts you have the key, and after you have like one or two or three or more sharp or flat that determines the tonality of the song. And after, with this, you can determine which note are going to be flat or yep. So we're going to talk about intervals. So if we begin in G, the first note of a scale, if we take a major scale, it's going to be the fundamental. After you have the second, then you have the third, then you have the fourth, then you have the fifth, then you have the sixth, then you have the seventh, then you have the eighth, that is the octave, then you have the ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. The interval are not the same for the major scale and minor scales. I've played the interval from the major scale before. This is for the minor scales. So it's going to be fundamental, second, tierce, fundamental, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 3rd. Right. We're going to talk about two other scales because we demonstrate different scales in the previous video for the technicals. So we're going to talk about the chromatism scales of E. This is this. And we're going to talk about our 6-note scales. That is for a C. Right, we're going to talk about chords. So we could have the basic chords, which is the fundamental, the fifth, and the octave. That is working with major or minor chords, because you have the same elements that you can find in major minor chords. That is the fundamental, that is the same. The fifth, that is the same too, in the octave. Then you can play major chords with, for example, the fundamental, the third, and the octave. Or you could play minor chords, for example this one. That is a chord of C minor, and you can put it in a C minor 7. You can do the same with major chords, for example with D. This is major D, this is major D7. Or you can also play chords with just 2 notes. That could be the fundamental and the fifth. Right. We're going to talk about rhythm. This is going to be a bit hard for me because the words are completely different in English than in French. But I'm going to try. So we have the whole note. That is 4 times in binary, because we have 2 different types of rhythm. We have the binary that is divided by 2, and we have the ternary that is divided in 3. So if you take the binary, we have the whole note that is 4 time notes. For example, right? We have a half note. We have a quarter note. We have a straight 8. And we have also triplet. but it's not ternary rhythm, but this is binary. And after you have the ternary with the swing 8, but it's the same as the straight 8 but in ternary. With note value. So this is just about we just talked before. For example, for whole notes, you would have 2 half notes, and you would have 4 quarter notes, and you will have 8 straight 8, or you can have 16 double straight 8. So that's it. And in ternary, this is divided by 3, so this is not the same thing, but this is really near. Then we're going to talk about time signatures. At the beginning of a part, you can see just next to the key, you can see 2 numbers that should be like 4 on 4, or 3 to 4, or 2 to 4, or 5 to 4 for the binary, for example, or it should be 2 on 8 for the ternary, or other things, but it has to be divided by 2 for the binary and 3 for the ternary. So for example, if you have 5/4, you're going to have like 5 quarter note in your bar. If you have a 3 on 4, you're going to have a 3 quarter note by bar. And if you are a 4/4, you're going to have 4 quarter note for a bar. Right. So this is it.